Man, a little bit of my history. My name is Rodney Joseph Rouzan, and I grew up. My cousin Joseph Rouzan, so it's kind of weird. We had almost the same. A lot of people thought I was his grandson, but he was the police chief back in Inglewood back in the '80s, and he was the chief. Then he did a lot of politicking throughout the city, and I got to, at a really young age, I got to stuff envelopes. I got to, stuff envelopes, go around. I was hanging up signs. And then, I found myself all the way up in the high Hollywood hills, helping at these events, like passing around hors d'oeuvres and everything. And these are all these major players that come out when, basically these campaign parties. And in these campaign parties, all these big dogs from the city come in, and they'll have these nice mansions up in the Hollywood hills. And that's where all the deals are made right there. That's where people become the judges and or whatever. A lot of times they make these backdoor deals. So that's really, really where it's done. And there's a lot of people that make various connections. So one of the things I saw, I saw that in the union. I was the treasurer of the union for 2 years. And I saw the police unions are real powerful because they have this thing. We set up a thing called, by being the status that we were, I think it was a 501c5. It's like a nonprofit that the police agencies are able to do or utilize. And then we were able to set up they called it a PAC account, a PAC account. And those are accounts where you can fund the politicians. And then a lot of times, when somebody comes out, they can only endorse you with so much money. I think it's like a two grand cap. But what the PAC account allows is these donors can push the money through there, and then that money can get funneled over to the politicians to run their events, to buy their signs, to buy their commercial time. And that's the way they get the proper endorsements to get themselves in place. So it's a whole system that gets put in place. So that's why the police unions play a big role. When I was a treasurer, we had all kind of people. Even as LAX police department, we had judges from all over different counties, all over different seats. So you realize all these judges are just elected officials that go sit on a certain county seat. And they would come to us. We'd have school board people. Anybody's just looking for a police endorsement. And then they're also looking for that endorsement because then the money can be funneled to them. So that was some of the real big players on how the union works. So, and then there's all kind of, if you want to really just get onto the other side, you just do everybody favors. I saw how that can be done. And if you just go down that road, they'll take you to all the nicest events. You'll be at the Laker games. You'll be on the top of the best buildings in downtown LA, eating the most expensive food in the world, going on trips around the country, sitting back with the senators and whatever else. But it's not a method where I didn't think I wanted to deal with that. But I saw it as a young child, seeing Tom Bradley. I didn't even know Tom Bradley was a major. I always saw him around as a little child because he'd be at all the campaign parties with my cousin. So Tom Bradley, and I didn't even know who the dude was, but he's walking around these events, and everybody wants to be there and shake the mayor's hand and he was a 20-year mayor of Los Angeles. So think of all those deals that are done. Think of all those contracts that are gotten. Think of all that concrete that gets laid in the city. And then if somebody that knows this guy, you get that contract. So that's really the way it works. That's what I seen. That was my personal opinion. So the game is dirty sometimes, but that's the reality of it. All right, so talk to you and see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Words in papers, words in books, words on TV, words for books, words of comfort, words of ease, words to make the fighting cease. Eat your words, but don't go hungry. Words have always nearly hung me. Words are stupid, words are fun. Words can put you on the run. Concrete words, abstract words, words to tell you what to do. Words can put you on the run.